You read the title. PlayStation or lap dances? So guys, I was shooting the video for the Christmas Nintendo Christmas, and I remembered this story and I was going to include it, but it's a little bit longer and it's a true story, and I thought, well, maybe it just deserves a video on its own. And the video has to do with the PlayStation, the original PlayStation. That's right. At the time, we only had a Genesis, I believe, at home. Let me paint the picture for you. I was married at the time, and I had 2 kids, and I worked for a place that we had to go travel sometimes, and we just had this new account. I live in Los Angeles, and we had to travel out to Bakersfield. It's not something everybody wanted to do because it was a job that required us to stay for like 3 days. Some of the guys, their spouses weren't too okay with that. It wasn't a problem with my wife, but I couldn't go up there by myself. This is manual labor we were doing, and it took 2 to 4 guys to get the job done, a minimum of 3, actually, not 2. And it was hard getting guys to go up there, because it'd be like a part-time job. I was working full-time there, but most of the guys would go part-time jobs, so the boss would really have to incentivize these guys to go. Some of them get paid a lot more than they would working all week somewhere else, and that's how they got them to go. But it was hard because guys wouldn't leave their regular job if they had a Monday through Friday. Anyway, so this one time the boss decided to give a big incentive. Okay, the year's, I want to say it's the summer in '96, and I was really jonesy for the PlayStation, man. I kept reading, GamePro magazines, just something I wanted, but I couldn't afford it. I just could not afford to get it. It wasn't in the family budget to do it, I just left it at that. But this one time, okay, I had this big job to do. And in order to get enough people there, this guy gave a stipend, right, on top of your hourly pay. So the stipend was going to be somewhere, it was $200 for expenses plus, $75 for the room, and like another $30 for meals. Okay, so. And this is in Bakersfield, and there's and I'm going to keep this clean for the family, okay, so don't worry, I'm not going to say anything off color or anything like that. So there was a strip joint out there called Deja Vu. Like, their motto was, we have like 99 good looking girls and an ugly one, or something like that. Well, all the guys that I went with decided to get all their money and just go to the strip joint every day. They were going to get together and work out this plan. And I was like, man, I can't. I didn't want to go because I was married. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not a saint. I've been to plenty of strip joints before, ever since I've been, 17. But, I just, if the guy asked us later on, what did you do with your money, or wanted to see some receipts, what was I going to tell him, right? So that was my thinking, not so much being a saint, but these guys wanted to get wild. A lot of these guys have been married a long time, and these boys were thirsty. They wanted to go. Now, I'd been to that place before, so it wasn't, a novelty to me, number one. Number two, we're so close to Mexico that the joints in Mexico are a lot better than here. I'm sorry, they just are, for reasons you probably can't imagine. So anyway, So I decided to take my money and just make sure I had my accommodations taken care of, and spent the rest on buying a PlayStation 1. Oh yeah. So that's what I chose. Lap dances or PlayStation. I chose PlayStation, baby. You bet that I did. And I remember I had the game with the sampler, and I had Battle Arena Toshin. And man, I was having a blast, right? I was having a blast playing. I remember I had to, back in those days, they had the CRT TVs, and sometimes they had them on top, which they did in this particular case, and I had to unhook the cable so I can hook up my PlayStation. And man, those were like 8-10 hour days, and the rest of the day, you get your meal or go to your room, whatever. Well, these dudes, they just blew their money on the joint. They just went to the strip joint, spent it. I remember the first day, I had one guy coming over, and he was like, "Dude, can I stay with you? I blew all my money." And I was like, "Oh man, we work together, so yeah, sure, whatever." So I let him stay there. The second day, I get all of them. All these fools are in my room because they blew their money out. They blew their money out the strip joint. Now when I'm telling you they blew their money out, everything. Their stipend for food, lodging, they didn't have their own money. And I'm thinking, man, I'm going to get kicked out of the hotel because it's just like a 1-bedroom thing. I already have one guy, and I have 3 guys knocking on my door now, right? And I'm not kidding you guys. These guys were complaining that I wouldn't put on the cable so they can watch adult films. We're complaining about me playing video games because I wouldn't put the... Excuse me, I wouldn't turn off the PlayStation, man. I was having a great time with Battle Arena Toshin. Man, these guys hated me. Finally I got tired about 1 in the morning or something, because we had to leave the next day. And I turned it off. And that was it, man. That was it. Like, again, I'm not saying I'm a saint. I'm not saying any of that. I've done plenty of things in my life. But it was this one time where I chose a PlayStation over lap dances. You know what? I don't regret it a single bit. It was a great system for me up into the PlayStation 2. Man, I had so much fun. My kids had fun with it. And it was just a great system to own. I wish I had a better, more cleaner story to tell on how I got it, how I, worked hard for it and stuff like that. But I didn't. I chose a PlayStation over a lap dance. Take it easy, my friends. See ya.